Hey guys, Nikki here at the Humber College North Campus. So yeah, I'm actually standing near the Arboretum, and because there's a lot of nature down there, I was actually tempted to go down and shoot some compilation video clips, but it's dusk because it's almost 8 o'clock and the sun sets around this time at this time of year. So right now it's dusk. So you see, the reason why I don't want to go down there at dusk is because that's when the critters come out. There could be like deer, coyotes, skunks. I don't want to take chances. So yeah, I'll probably have to be doing during the day. But they have a very nice arboretum here. So yes, I've already disclosed which campus I go to, and you name it, but I'm not going to disclose what program I'm taking. As a matter of fact, I'm not even going to disclose the program I tried to take last year but flunked out at. Okay? Like I can't really share with you my college status, okay? I am going to tell you though, the program I'm taking right now and the program I had last year has nothing to do with transit or nature. That's all I can say. But this right here, that looks like the student residences. Ooh, look at that. The lights are coming on. We'll just wait until I get more homework and I have to do some studying, and that way we'll put my productivity test to the test, like productivity training to the test, the real test. So yeah, that's all I can think of. This campus is very huge, but you know that it could be either part of the building, the part of the campus, but I mean it is part of the campus, but this could be the residence building. Or maybe not, but you know, some of the buildings here are just kind of architectural impressive. But yeah, once I get more homework to do and once I have to do more studying, okay, that's when I'm gonna put my productivity test to the challenge. That comes the real challenge, and we will see whether or not I can have the courage to not leave homework or studying to the last minute and, you know, take things more seriously. I mean, I kind of did take it seriously last year towards the beginning, but as the year went on, you know, I realized that college is harder than I thought. It's not like high school, and obviously it involves collaboration. Sorry, I'm stuttering so much. I feel like I might have speech impediment. Sometimes I stutter a lot. I kind of like doing a video walking around the perimeter of the campus at dusk. That actually might be the best time. How so? I don't know. I just think okay, so that's not the residence, that's the B building. And I can't walk too fast because I actually have, not only do I have my backpack on, but I'm actually carrying something else with me, which is part of my program, and I'm not going to show it to you because, I mean, you guys probably won't know what it is anyways. I mean, if anybody at Humber College is watching this channel, then, you know, maybe you might know. Okay, let's go to the other side here. But yeah, if anybody from Humber College is watching this, you guys know what it is, might know what I'm carrying, so that's why I'm not going to show it to you guys, because I cannot take chances. So this here is the athletics building. So there's basically a gymnasium, and there's an exercise room. I know there's actually an exercise room at the top level of the campus, or at the top level of the building. I'm not exactly sure if it's the same building. I mean, I guess it is. Well, actually, I could see people up there, so who knows? Maybe it is the exercise room, but I don't think it is. No, it can't be, because the exercise room faces the other side. So, you know, it's kind of hard to tell. Okay, you gotta be careful though. Careful there. Somebody can trip on those wires, and I'm not gonna touch those wires because I don't want to get electrical shock. But, you know, I only used the exercise room once just to get a workout, and I find it's pretty useful. I don't normally work out. Oh, there's a nice looking car there. I mean, I do like working out from time to time, but I'm not like a normal person who regularly works out as a hobby. I mean, I kind of plan to be that way, but, you know, the only thing I can do is like the treadmill, the bikes, maybe do some aerobics, but that's about it. Like, I can't lift weights. I mean, obviously, I can, but I cannot do the weight benches. That's not for me, because, you know, my brothers have weight benches, and anytime I tried using them, it never worked out, because, I mean, obviously I can lift the piece of metal, right? But once you put the discs on there, it's like impossible for me to lift. I'm not a very strong person, although it probably takes training to be able to lift those muscles. I mean, why am I saying so much? Why am I always saying the wrong words? I don't understand. I feel like I'm just mumbling, but jabbering around. But yeah, I cannot lift the weights, the metal piece after you put the discs on. But it probably takes training to be able to do that, right? You probably have to do it step by step. Like, you have to start off light, then maybe you can put a disc on. Maybe you can put like a 5-pound disc, then you do it for a little while, then you go up. I don't think anyone can do it like right off the bat, because it takes muscle training. I mean, I suppose anyone can do it, but that's not going to be me anytime soon. Okay, so it's a community pool, controlled access. Oh, there's a pool. You know, obviously I knew Humber College had a pool, and I figured it'd be right around this area here, but you can actually look inside. Now, I've never been to the pool before. Actually, I'm gonna look through the window right now, but I'm not gonna film the inside of the window, because I don't want those people to be suspicious of me. So I'll just point the camera right there. Okay, I don't see anybody swimming. I guess if it's a community pool, anyone from off the street can probably join, although it may cost an admission. Yeah, maybe one day I'll use the pool, the swimming pool. I've never used it before. I never even knew where it was. I mean, I knew it would be somewhere around there, but I've never actually seen it up close. Not until after a year. There's advantages and disadvantages of being in college, right? The disadvantages are, it's not like high school. There's a lot of work, and, you know, I was gonna say nobody really cares about you. I guess they do, but in high school, you can't really get away with not doing your work. In college, you can. Well, maybe not if you have accommodations, right? But you're basically just on your own, and it's up to you whether or not you study, whether or not you do your homework, whether or not you succeed. But they cannot really chase you down and say, hey, you didn't give me this, blah, blah, blah. I like how those gates light up. Gosh, yep. When I say I'm not very knowledgeable, I'm right about that, because I forget what they're called, but they light up. Yeah, I bet you someone in 5th grade or even 3rd grade probably knows what that is. That could be why I didn't do well in college last year, so we'll have to see what happens this year. Yeah, so to get into the pool, you probably have to enter through here, but I'm just trying to think, is it possible for you to get to the pool through the campus? Actually, yes, you can, because I know there's like a section, like I just walked by explaining where the athletic center is, and I remember getting to the weight room throughout the campus. Oh yeah, that's where the exercise room is, up above. Because I remember the treadmills were facing out. I could see people there working out. I think the treadmill is my favorite exercise equipment. So anyhow, I'll put my thing down so that I can show my face for a sec. So if any of you guys know me who go to Humber College and you see somebody that looks like me, you know, feel free to say hi. I mean, obviously you should say, hey, if you guys say, hey, are you Nikki from Nikki's Experience 004? I'm not gonna think you're weird or anything, as long as you know. I mean, there's nothing really wrong with saying hi, but if you ask, oh, are you Nikki's Experience 004? I'll be like, oh, yes, I am. I saw your videos, but yeah, just saying. And that the same thing applies to anybody living in Toronto or anyone who watches my channel, because I do get around the whole city. But I think to disclose which college and which campus I go to and whatnot, it can't really be too much information because, you know, it's huge, okay? It's a huge campus. I mean, I don't think it's as big as York University, but it's a pretty big campus and you can easily get lost here. And I'm not disclosing what program I'm taking. Now there's a Tim Hortons right where I'm pointing the camera to, right around there. I think it's like right at the corner, just below those windows there. But yeah, I think as long as I don't disclose what program I'm taking or my whole schedule, then I should probably be fine. Like, I'm certainly not going to tell you guys when I'm going to be coming and going here, right? And the chances of finding me over 1,000 students, it's not going to be very easy. I can tell you that right off the bat. And here comes a plane going in for a landing. You know, if it was daytime, I could probably tell you what airline it is. Actually, I brought my telescope with me, but I have a feeling by the time I get it out, the plane's going to go behind the clouds. I'm not going to pull my telescope out because... Yeah, because behind the clouds, not behind the clouds, behind the building. Gosh, I don't understand why I keep saying the wrong words and why I keep stuttering. It's becoming ridiculous and it's getting on my nerves. I mean, I hate to disappoint you. I know I do my best to sound professional. I do my best to sound like someone who is a real college student, but me saying the wrong words or me jumbling a lot. I mean, some people have speech impediment. I'm kind of one of them. But, you know, what can I say? Now this here is the Learning Resource Commons, which is kind of the main building of the campus. Well, actually, there's the Humber sign on top, but you can't see it because I'm too close to the building. Those planes move like faster than you think. You know, before you know it, they vanish, they go behind the cloud. I did bring my telescope with me, yes, but it's in my backpack and it's buried at the bottom, so, you know, I can't really get it out right now. Now, they do have quite a huge parking spot there. I think they even have parking spots to accommodate electric cars. That way you can charge them. So there you go. There's the Humber College. sign up there. That's the Learning Resource Commons. Now the second floor is where you can go for, just trying to think. Well, the first floor there's a Starbucks, and there's like a career and success center, so you can get somebody to look at your resume or cover letter and maybe do a mock interview. But the second floor, they have like a wellness center and they have counseling. So it's basically mental and physical health. And then the third floor, I forget what the third floor is. Maybe a study space. Yeah, I think the third floor is a study space. The fourth floor is a library. And then the fifth and sixth floor, I don't really know what's up there because students are usually not authorized to go there. It's mostly meant for professors or people who are authorized to go up there. Some nice flowers there. Ooh, yellow flowers, how nice. Lucky for me, I don't drive, because otherwise I'd have to obtain a parking pass. Have a nice LED sign right there. I would say this is my favorite building. None of my classes are in that Learning Commons building. I mean, it's not really meant for classes, right? Like, nobody's gonna have a class in that Learning Commons building. I mean, it's basically that's why they call it Learning Commons. Like, you can go there for tutoring, you can go there to accommodate your needs. Like, they do have tutoring services up there, and they basically have like a lot of resources to accommodate your learning needs. Like, they have the accessible learning services, they have tutoring, and they get a special place for you to write your test. Now, getting back to my topic between the pros and cons. Yeah, the con is it's very, very, very easy to flunk out if you don't work hard, or if you don't study hard, and you don't take it seriously. It's not like high school, but that's why it's better to do well. But the pros are that not only do you get to study, but also during your free time, there's lots to do there. It's not like high school where as soon as the bell rings, you have to go home, unless you have a purpose to stay after school. But see, in college, there's amenities, like there's places where you can go to hang out with friends. There's like, they have all kinds of amenities, like, yeah, like what I'm talking about, like the gym, the swimming pool, right? Right, like, and they even have parties. They host parties, they host all kinds of events. So there's lots to do there. So basically, you can go there anytime and partake. Obviously, if you lived in residence, it's more convenient. Now, this here is a bridge that takes you towards the, I have walked through this bridge a few times. I wouldn't say many, but at least a few times before. It takes you between the Learning Commons building and the Barrett Center for Technology Innovation. Now, the I, N, and O are burnt out, but this building is even more architectural impressive than this one because of the way it's designed. Like, it's so angular. One time I took a picture of that building, and it makes it look like when I look at that picture, it makes it look like it's computer animated. It looks like some sort of a computer animation proposal, like what Metrolinx does with lines 5 and 6. Oh, there's a walkway just behind the campus there. I've never even noticed that. I'm not sure if I've ever walked through here before. I mean, like I say, it's a huge campus. I can't cover every single spot. I mean, maybe outside I can, who knows, but definitely not inside. No way, no how. It's very easy to get lost inside. Now this here is the University of Guelph-Humber, because University of Guelph has its own campus right here. So there's this bridge. I have actually, the day just before the Christmas holidays, just before my semester was over, I walked through this bridge, and then I filmed an elevator in there. But yeah, this is part of the, yeah, this bridge takes you from the Humber College into the University of Guelph-Humber. They basically call them a link bridge. That's technically the right name for it. They say we're supposed to get a thunderstorm tonight, but I don't see a cloud in the sky. Mind you, it is a little breezy, so I guess the wind is gonna push onto the clouds, and that's gonna, then we get our thunderstorm. Mind you though, it's such a bias, because a lot of times they say that there's gonna be a thunderstorm, but there really isn't. So we'll just have to see what happens. I wonder where this goes. Yeah, like I said, I never really explored the back. Now this area here looks basically, there's basically nothing good in this area, so yeah, we're not gonna go there. Okay, there's nothing interesting up here, so yeah, we're gonna go back down. Oh yeah, another thing is they have a lot of vending machines. Like everywhere you go, you're gonna find vending machines everywhere. Now some of them may be like old school, like the 90s or early 2000s, where there's like this LED sign that'll say the price. You basically have to push a button. Like for example, you have to press a letter button, numbered button, depending on what you want, like D17 for Mars bar 250, but it'll display an LED form, which basically has the early 2000s vibe. But then they also have the modern day vending machines where they have like a touch screen, a digital touch screen, and that's more 21st century. Now this here is Humber College bus terminal, which can be a good place to do some transit fanning, because there's also, I wish there were GO buses that stopped here. But obviously there's like Brampton Transit, My Way, York, Regional, and also Brampton Transit Zoom. That must be the Nova bus right there. Because obviously every Nova bus is gonna look alike. I kind of want to get a good view of this building, so I'm not going to stand too close, so maybe I should move over to the side. Now from here you can easily get to Wet and Wild. I mean, the more ideal way to get there is bus number 11, which you can see right there in the distance. But I mean, that was actually, before yesterday, that was the last time I was here to go to catch a Brampton Transit bus to take me to Wet and Wild. So it's very easy to get to Wet and Wild from here, because, you know, Wet and Wild's not too far. I think there's like a bus route that goes from, I think it's probably the 511 Brampton Zoom bus, or there could be a YRT bus, but I remember there was a bus route that goes from Vaughan Metropolitan Center Station all the way to here. And I was thinking, wow, those people students who live at Vaughan Metropolitan Center, they can get here pretty easily if the bus goes all the way to Humber College. Only thing is though, it's a little bit long and there's another plane coming. I'm still not going to get my telescope out because by the time I do, it's going to be too late. If it was sunny, if it was still daytime, I'd be able to see the airline, but apparently not. This is, however, a good place to go plane spotting. At least it's ranked one of the good places to go plane spotting so that you can see the airline pretty quickly, because we're kind of within close proximity to the airport. Okay, so that's the building I was telling you about, but you see how it's all orange and how it's so space-aged right there? You know, you look at it, the picture I took was during the day, and it looked like some sort of a computer animation. Now there's a Brampton Transit Zoom, which is not in service. And now I've got a TTC bus, which is... What number is that? Oh, it's coming to me. That's the 2017 Nova Bus LFS. Yeah, the only bus divisions that stop here are Arrow Road. So any buses that come to Humber College are operated by Arrow Road Division. There's the Nova Hybrid bus right there. Not the new one, it's only the old one. You can tell because this one has the red tires on it. And the new Nova Hybrid buses are in Wilson Division. Maybe I should start calling them late 2010s Nova Bus LFS HEV, because it can be hard to tell between years 2018 and 2019, but they're obviously the late 2010s, so maybe that's what I should start calling them from now on. Now this building is kind of space-aged as well. I like how the stairwell is just so colorful. Now that's the parking garage, the multi-level parking garage, and I did film an elevator in there one time. But, you know, there's so many places to park your car. Like there's also the front end parking lot, then I think there's like a couple of multi-level parking lots, like this one for example. So there's a lot, and there's some parking spots down there, but you know, there's just lots of places to park your car. But I probably won't be driving while I'm attending Humber College. I'll probably be taking the TTC to and from Humber during my stay, during my time being here. But yeah, and there's the sign, University of Guelph-Humber. You can't see this. There's no sign at the other end, but there is a sign at this end. I have a feeling I might have made a video going throughout the perimeter of the campus before, although I don't think I did. If I did, I probably would have remembered it. Whoa, gotta be careful with those speed bumps there. I almost tripped on them. So I think that it over there is the student residence. Okay, I think I'm gonna go on the sidewalk just to be on the safe side. Now, there is a courtyard here, but there's no way you can get to the courtyard without having to go inside. That's obviously what a courtyard is, right? It's a type of yard that you can't get to without going inside. I mean, a courtyard is outside, but you have to go in order to get there. Now those emergency posts right there, they have them at the Lakeshore campus. I also saw them in Miami as I was walking to my hotel from the Metro Rail station. And I was thinking to myself, hey, that's what they have at Humber College. So that's the student residence building. I was actually planning to stay in residence at one time, but then my mom suggested that I continue to live at home. And besides, I kind of have to skip residence because, you know, of me flunking out, going to a different program and whatnot. And residence is a little too expensive. So I'll just do it the cheap way and continue to live at home. Not that I like living at home, if you ask me, but we got to do whatever works. Doesn't have to be something we like, but short-term pain for long-term gain. So this may not be one of the smartest decisions I'm making right now, to be filming a perimeter around the campus since I come here. But I know there's like other students who have been here before, and they even filmed inside the campus. Like they filmed, like there's actually one Indian student whose YouTube channel I watched that one time when I was curious to know what the inside of the Learning Commons building looked like. And he basically gave us a tour of, he led a tour of the, oh, there's another residence building. Like where everything is, every floor and whatnot. And it was at night, and it was a snowy day. I mean, I suppose if he can do it, there's no reason why I cannot, but I don't really want to. And besides, there's security around, so I don't want to take chances. Yep, that's residence, because it even says here student residence. Now, funny thing is though, sometimes with the residents here on this campus, it's a little bit different compared to others. Like, I'm not saying that's strictly the case at Humber College, but let me tell you, there are some rooms that don't have a bathroom. So obviously you get a bed, and you might have a kitchenette. So let's say you want to make toast, or if you want to, you know, make tea or whatever. Oh, you can see my shadow right there. But in order to use the washrooms, you basically have to use the public washrooms down the hall. So obviously there'll be a men's and women's washroom, and you know, there'll be some urinals, there'll be some stalls, and to take a shower, they'll have shower chambers. So there you have it. Now, I'm not a fan of public washrooms, so, well, you know, that's part of the reason why I'm glad I'm still living at home, because me using public washrooms every single day for daily life, no, I'm not. That's not me. I would not do that. I guess they have a spot on the ground floor where students can study. Although this looks kind of like a lecture room. It's probably either a social class, or maybe it's a study room, because I saw a podium in there. Okay, we're not going to go in the ravine at night, so better turn around. I almost made one loop around the perimeter, but I'm not sticking to it because there's other things I gotta show you. But pretty soon I will have made one full rotation. And now you can see the back of the Learning Commons building and the back of the University of Guelph building. You're basically looking at the front well, the buildings you can see from the front, but from behind. Wow, it's so relaxing listening to the sounds of the cricket on a warm night. Yep, this is a warm night you got. And next week we're supposed to have a daytime high of 19 degrees, so it's gonna get cooler. But enjoy it now while it lasts. Now, speaking of courtyards, my middle school from JK, the one I went from JK to 08, it had a courtyard, and there was no way you could get to it without having to go outside. So it's obviously the same here. It always, like anytime I go to that courtyard here at Humber, it always reminds me of the courtyard from my JK 208 school. I know a lot of you guys are not going to call schools like that, like what I'm calling a JK 208, but that's obviously how I see it, and that's one of the, it's like, there's no really other name for it, right? I mean, it can be good to go to a school that goes from JK all the way to grade 8. That way you wouldn't necessarily have to switch schools until it's time for you to go to high school. So, you know, accommodates every grade as long as you're not in high school yet. Humber Arboretum. So yeah, you're looking at the Arboretum right here. Sometimes I like to call things my own way, even though nobody else is going to call things the way I do. But I mean, we all have our say in things. Oh, I just saw a nice poodle dog there. That's kind of cute. Anytime we have a warm night, it makes me feel like I'm in Florida. So anyhow, they also have a daycare center. Now, it may be an awkward place to have a daycare center, but I think it's for students who have children, because, you know, anyone can like become a college student at any time, you know? Like one time I met a 30-year-old woman last year, and she was a student at Humber. Like, you don't, it's not necessarily you go straight from high school into college. Sometimes you may have to work full-time for a few years, then you go into college. But, you know, there's, unlike high school or middle school, there's like people of, you're interacting with people of all different ages. Yeah, some of them have children, and especially young children, so they need some place to stay, which is why they have a daycare center. Now, did I come from right here? I don't think I did. Now that there would be the F building. Now the windows at the back are can be a little sleek, just like the one at the Learning Commons building, but I don't like the F building because it has some bad vibes. There's some bad vibes there. No offense to you guys who use the F building at Humber College. I'm not gonna say why there's bad vibes in there, because it's kind of personal. That's how it is. And this here is what they call the backyard. It's technically the Ignite backyard, because they have a program here called Ignite. And they host all kinds of various events. But that's not where I started. Oh, you can see the orange sunset all the way in the west. Just look at that. Sometimes you like to picture what the cloud is forming. Looks like the cloud is forming some sort of a sprinkler or a waterfall over the mountains. If you use your imagination, you can pretty much imagine what kind of shapes the clouds are forming. I know some people who like to do that. I like how that stoplight flashes, that because you know it's getting dark, and you know stop signs are pretty important, so that way you can see them even in the dark. That's still part of the Arboretum. And then I think a little bit northwest of here is Brampton. Well, actually, just west of here, maybe a little bit south, is Malton. But then if you go northwest, you end up in Brampton. So basically, Malton is part of Mississauga, but it's just south of Brampton. Then when you go a little bit north, then you're gonna go a little bit north of Malton, then yeah, you're in Brampton. So that's the daycare center right there. Yep, Humber College has it all. I cannot complain about Humber College, although there are a couple of buildings here that have some bad vibes in it. But that's just a personal thing. But anyways, this is right around here is like where I started the video. I think I came out like right through there. I actually am going back in there, and it looks like they're doing some construction there. But I think it'll make more sense to end the video where I am. So yeah, guys, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and stay tuned, everyone. Bye-bye. And we'll end it right there.